need his name up in lights. He just wants to be heard, whether it's the beat of the mic. He feels so unlike everybody else, alone, in spite of the fact that some people still think that they know him.
Hi guys, we are back. We are not live. Is he still going? We are not live, as we were not live last time we were here. But there you go. Yeah, we're doing SLTD Radio Mania specials. That's kind of where we're going. Only that's too big for the name on the board, so I don't know what we're gonna call it. But yeah, there you go. We're back as always with George. What's happening, George?
Not much, man. It's almost as if I spoke to you. It must be about 10 minutes ago.
Adam, what's happening, dude? Are you alright?
I have the same feelings as George. A little bit of psycho going on there.
It's very what's the word? Very deja vu. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, what's been going on, lads? You alright?
Alright, yeah. The baby's still alright.
Yeah, if anybody doesn't know, baby watch is, it's not over, but pregnancy watch is over.
Pregnancy watch is over.
No baby time's happening, because Adam had a little girl.
A beautiful little girl.
A beautiful little girl. She's got a beautiful godfather. I'm not even joking. He is just a sexual beast. I'm not even joking with you. It's just, ugh.
That's not a good thing.
Yeah, I just realised what I said there.
Can't say that in church.
Are we going to do names? Like, is it like, and such a person's going to be the baby's godfather and that, and I've got to sign something and shit? Is that how it works?
I don't know. Never had a baby before.
No, I mean like being godfather and that, do you think? Because it's going to be like...
Yeah, it's got to be official and that.
You've asked the godfather, Tiberius. You know what I mean? Yeah, okay. Man.
You'll have a priest saying Tiberius.
Sick. Oh, the tune is still going. I know, we're going crazy. Right, this week we are talking maybe the biggest part of WrestleMania in my eyes. I'll be honest with you. Maybe the possibly one of the most important parts, I would say, is the Undertaker's streak. The streak is WrestleMania in my eyes. Like, the streak turns a normal pay-per-view into WrestleMania. That's the way I look at it. Not so much just that, but that's a big part of it. Like, when the streak isn't there, I think it'll miss a whole feeling or something when there's no streak. But anyway, yeah. What are your feelings towards the streak, George? Where's your head at?
I think that once the Undertaker retires, I don't think WrestleMania will have that special feeling about it. I think it'll probably just be another pay-per-view.
Isn't that your feeling anyway?
Pretty much.
Just another fucking pay-per-view. Know what I mean?
Like, not to break kayfabe, but I'm not going to be watching WrestleMania this year anyway, so it doesn't really make a difference to me.
That's heavy.
I still can't believe that. I know you've like sort of gave up on the whole watching wrestling.
Yeah.
But like you'll have watched from 1 to 29 in 29 days, and then you're not going to watch 30 on. Like, what's up with that?
I know. I think you should. Personally, this is what I think. Whether you do it or not, it's entirely up to you. But I think you should. On the day after WrestleMania, you should review WrestleMania 30.
I think I was just
as you've done the other 29. That's what I think. I don't want to be like. I don't want you to be like, well, you can fuck off because I've got stuff to do. Like, I'm not asked. I don't care what you want. I'm not wasting 4 hours of my fucking life. You can fuck off. That's sound, but that's what that's what I would personally do, to do 30 of them. You know what I mean? If you're gonna have, we've got a section on the site which is WrestleMania Rewind. That's what it's called, isn't it? Or WrestleMania Rewind.
Yes.
To have 29 and there be 30 of them just seems a shame. Seems like something's missing.
Well, it will be.
I know.
But what I could do is use those 4 hours of WrestleMania 30 to do something worthwhile with my time.
Like,
and
one
I don't
know.
Master.
Or I could use those 4 hours throughout the next year, and that'll be all the wrestling I have to watch.
Okay, I see that. Yeah, that
but
makes sense.
I'm not the only one that's not going to be watching WrestleMania 30.
Really?
Well, I want to take you back in time, Greg.
Okay.
Episode 9, or episode 8 or 9, I think it was.
Yeah.
When I said that and this was before everything had happened and before I'd stopped watching wrestling, I said that I wouldn't be watching WrestleMania 30, and everybody jumped down my throat like, oh, you can't believe you're doing this, you're not a real wrestling fan. I believe you called me twisted, I think was the word you used. Maybe. And now I go on Facebook and Twitter, and the same people that are criticising me are the same ones that are not going to be watching themselves. So a big fuck you to them.
To every fan, fuck off.
To everyone that jumped down my throat and called me like that I wasn't a real wrestling fan, and they're all the same people now that are not going to be watching WrestleMania 30. So
yeah, I get what you're saying, and I understand I understand your frustrations because I know what type. This sounds that bad, but I know what type of wrestling fan you are. Like, if it's bullshit, you won't watch it, and that's probably the best type of wrestling fan to be. I am the wrestling fan where I like my day without wrestling of some sort is just like too much time on my hands. Like I just can't fathom not having something to do with it. And you look at like, well, that's bullshit and that's bullshit, and there's a little bit of good coming through and all stuff like that, and that's okay. But I think you've kind of got to wait. I've always thought that you've kind of got to wade through the bullshit to get to what you want to watch. Like there's no wrestling event that I've ever watched or any show that I've ever watched where I've like, oh my god, start to finish, that was amazing. Because it just doesn't happen like that. Do you know what I mean? It's a whole spectacle of things that you've got to look at. Like, I'm okay with wading through the shit because I know it's part of the whole thing. Do you know what I mean? And that's the kind of, like, I couldn't, like, as I've said a few times on the show, WrestleMania Day, like Sunday, the day of WrestleMania, is like Christmas Day. Like, I turn into a proper child, like a proper, like, oh my god, this is amazing, and I get all excited and shit, and I've got like little rituals that I do and that.
Fanboy.
Yeah, like it doesn't matter what's happening at WrestleMania, it's the fact that it's WrestleMania, and it just brings something out of me that is still there, and maybe that's not there for you anymore, and that's kind of sad, but that's WWE's fault, I guess, not yours.
It is their fault. Like, if there wasn't so much bullshit to wade through, it would be fine, but the bullshitometer has risen and risen and risen over the last year, and I've just had enough.
That's fair. I totally understand why you don't want to watch it, because there is a lot of Jesus. But at the same time, I know it's not the same thing because they watch it completely differently. But in the time that you have decided, well, I don't want to watch this shit no more, my missus and your missus and you to an extent have got back into it. So there must be something there for you to be like, wow, I want to watch this every week, and your missus to be like, wow, I want to watch this every week.
What's happened is you've brainwashed them. That's what's happened.
To be in my defence, I would say maybe I have, but in my defence, I have always talked wrestling with Adam. Like, even when he didn't give a shit, and give him his due, he didn't give a shit, but he still listened to a point. There was points where he was like, what the fuck? Or like, I'd be like, oh, you want to watch this? And sometimes he wouldn't, 9 times out of 10 he wouldn't. But I'll give him his due that I've never sort of like, me and Adam are proper close, but we never talk football. Like, but you won't talk football with me, but I talk wrestling with you. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's that type of thing that I think it's the same. So I would say to a point maybe I have brainwashed him, because I was like, come on the show, and I kind of, give him a bit of stardom, and he was like, oh, I like this, I better know what I'm talking about. Do you know what I mean? So maybe I did slightly, but there's never been a point when I haven't.
There are actually people listening.
Yeah. There's never been a point when I haven't said something or done something, or like wrestling hasn't been a part of the conversation for the last 20 years.
You've always talked about it, and WrestleMania's always been a big, massive.
Yeah, like you've always watched WrestleMania.
It's like,
you know what I mean?
That's why I don't know why. Like, I understand why you're not watching it, George, but even so, like you say, like, I don't talk football with you, but it's cup final day.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I get. That, yeah. It's like, or like Derby Day, on Derby Day, what are you doing? Do you know what I mean? It's like things like that, but it's WrestleMania, man. WrestleMania. Something is gonna happen at WrestleMania that makes it WrestleMania. Like, there's got to be something. There's got to be. The thing is, I think there's got to be at least one match that you're like, wouldn't mind seeing that, like. Know what I mean? Okay, I guess there's not. George.
No, because I genuinely don't believe, like, I think, was it Daniel Bryan's fighting Triple H, John Cena's fighting Bray Wyatt,
Yeah.
Undertaker's fighting Brock Lesnar.
Are you interested at the thought of Daniel Bryan winning
and going into the
main event?
Well, the thought's entertaining, but what you've got to remember is he's fighting Triple H.
You think Triple H is going to bury him?
It's what's best for business.
This is the end game that everyone wanted. See, this is the thing that I don't get.
Yeah, but is it the end game? Because they've had this thing where it's been like, I don't know, like Daniel Bryan could have been at the end game so many times. And
that's the thing.
Put into the title matches and could have won the title. And if he doesn't even, like I said, the Rumble, everyone was fuming when he wasn't in the Rumble to get to WrestleMania.
What's better than have people fume for months and then at the grandest stage of them all, have him win and then end the show with the title and then keep it?
Yeah, but I'm quite worried that.
So am I. But
George,
that's the point.
George says, like in the Bryan Triple H match, if Triple H wins, like I don't know. Let's say for example, Bray Wyatt, because he likes to interrupt every fucker's matches these days.
Yeah.
That he just comes down and fucks it all up for everyone, and then that would be WrestleMania.
Yeah, you'd never want to end WrestleMania with a heel on top, like, that's not a good thing. But, I don't know. To be fair, I'm expecting the most cringeworthy, like, what's the word? The most cringeworthy, like, segment ever. Like, I'm expecting for John Cena and Bray Wyatt to fight, and then the Wyatts come in to the ring, and Hulk Hogan come and help John Cena, and John Cena and Hogan pulling off poses and shit. Know what I mean?
Well, maybe he will, because John Cena started throwing the jack about, so maybe he knows where the jack is.
And I just think I don't want to see this. I don't like. It makes me sad that this could happen, and this could be a thing, and people are going to be like, "Oh, Hogan and Cena in the ring together," and it makes me just like want to cry a little bit.
Well, I don't want to spoil the surprise for you, but. Perhaps you should watch the opening segment of Raw this week and then see how you feel.
Shit.
Well, I haven't watched Raw this week. I think we watched last week's Raw. I can't even remember where we're up to. All these days have molded into one.
Yeah.
Well, I've been off work for 3 weeks, so...
All these days have molded into one.
They have. It's just crazy. But I'll have to watch Raw and see exactly what the fuck the Scottish Nightmare is going on about.
You need to watch last week's Raw.
Probably not as well.
I haven't watched it, but I've read, thanks to the guys on the site, I've read what happened, and it doesn't surprise me at all. So.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, we'll find out. We'll talk predictions of WrestleMania at some point soon.
Here's my prediction for WrestleMania. Early, right? Daniel Bryan will get screwed again.
Right, early screwed. Like, in like one of the first matches.
Yeah, or he beats Triple H and still gets screwed.
Okay, alright, sounds okay. I get
Either way, he's getting humped at WrestleMania.
Okay. She's getting humped. How is he getting humped?
By Triple H and his massive shovel.
Okay, sounds okay. Alright. Well, anyway, right, we're going off the topic of this here. Well, not really off the topic, it's WrestleMania and all WrestleMania matters. But anyway, the streak, we haven't even mentioned it. We're not going to talk. Let's not talk about this year's WrestleMania streak for now, even though it's a bit worrying. But anyway, we're going to go way back to the start. Who was the first one, lad?
Jimmy Snuka.
WrestleMania 7. WrestleMania 7. Right, there you go. My question to you, George, is: do you think 20 years ago, 22 years ago, whatever it is, that they thought, yeah, this is going to go on for a while? Or how many years do you think it took for them to be like, fucking hell, he hasn't lost? You know what I mean? Let's make this a thing. Because I think it was 11.
But when you realise, holy shit, Taker's undefeated.
Yeah.
I think it was 10. I think he would have made a point at his 10th one to go, holy shit.
I'm sure.
I know he missed a few, but like say like a decade. I think it was 12 years. I think he missed 2.
Yeah, I think it was the first Undertaker Triple H match, and I think it was kind of like, do you realise that the Undertaker's never lost? And then a year later they were like, actually we can turn this into something. Like Yeah, I think that may have been when. But yeah, do you think they thought at any point, hey, this could work as a gimmick, or not?
I don't think that they set out that way. Just kind of what you said. I think it wasn't the first match with Triple H. It was the one, I think it was against Kane, where they first mentioned it on commentary that Undertaker was still undefeated.
Yeah.
At WrestleMania, and then from there on, I think it kind of turned into something that they thought, hang on, we could milk the shit out of this and make it the selling point of WrestleMania, because that's essentially what it is.
Yeah, that's true. I get that. Yeah.
There's not an awful lot that's been sold on in recent years, is there?
No, not really. Like, if you look, what's funny is, right, if you look at the people, it's like, it's got Kane and then like the Big Boss Man, which is random, and then like, and then you've got like Triple H, Ric Flair, and then it just falls off again. You've got a Big Show and A-Train. That's just weird. And then
the Big Show and who?
Big Show and me. Me and the Big Show, rocking and rolling. And then it goes back, and then it's got like Mark Henry in a casket match at 22. You just like, considering you realise this was a thing, what the fuck? Like, what kind of matches are you booking, you absolute penis? You know what I mean? It's only the last 5 years that I think it's even made anything, like it's been a point. Maybe the Batista thing, from Batista, because Batista and him had a proper massive rivalry going through WrestleMania that went on for fucking ever. And then Edge, I suppose, as well, because he kind of did the same a year later. And then after that, it's just been Shawn and Triple H in that. And then last year.
I would say, like, after, because he fought Randy Orton at 21, I think.
Yeah.
So if you take Mark Henry out of the equation for at least the last 9 years, the Undertaker's what sold WrestleMania. Because, he doesn't wrestle that much anymore. And so, one of the only times you're going to see him.
Well, from 7, is it from 18? Well, like 18 and 0. He hasn't wrestled. He didn't. The second time he wrestled Shawn Michaels was the last time he was wrestling on a regular basis. Like, he didn't fight again until Triple H, did he? Because wasn't the first time him and Triple H had a match was when he came out after not being around for like literally the year. He came out the Raw after the Royal Rumble, and as he walked out, Triple H's music came on, and they didn't even say a word. That was that promo, wasn't it? And he hadn't wrestled at all in between.
Yeah, so are you saying that Triple H came out and stole Undertaker's thunder a wee bit?
I would say it's possibly one of the greatest promos I've seen. Like, to sell. Like,
so would I.
Considering none of them said anything, the way it was done, whoever's idea that was clever. Like, everything that needed to be said was said without saying it, which is, like, never happens anymore. Like, it was good. What actually happened was a good time. I'll be honest with you. It was like, made me feel a little bit tingly, I seem to remember, and I was like, fucking hell, Jesus. Know what I mean? That, like, nobody said anything, and it was I think it was probably one of the longest segments of the show, and they were just sort of standing there looking at each other, and I look at the sign, looking at each other, and that was it. And it was just like, shit. So, but yeah, I think it is. Yeah, I think it's something that will never ever be recreated. I think, like, it won't even come close to being recreated. Like, it just wouldn't happen ever again.
Well, I don't think you could do it again, because like you say, I think it was one of them. He just won the matches because that's where he was at the time, and what like the storylines were, and what he was fighting for and all that. And then he realised he was like 10-0, say. Yeah. And then they've gone, well, hang on a minute, we can keep this going for a bit. Yeah. And then now, like, say over the past like 5 years, it's like, well, can't really have him getting defeated, can you? Yeah. He's faced won 15 times. Yeah. Like WrestleManias.
Yeah, that's when it became a thing. Where
not gone from like the Hulk to him, if you like. But yeah. It's like like you say, he is WrestleMania.
It is. Yeah, it is. It's kind of like just one of them things that kind of fell into place a little bit too well, if you know what I mean. Like, I know that sounds stupid, but it just one of them things that happened, and it happened really, really well. And now they I don't think they rely on it quite a lot, I would say. But at the same time, I think WrestleMania is doable without it. I just think it for the first year without it, or the second year without it, you'll be able to tell it's not there. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them like things. But there you go. George, what is your favourite? Okay, we won't go. Have you? All right, hang on. I'll word this quite cleverly to try and get two answers out of you. All right. What is your favourite WrestleMania streak match, but not necessarily the best WrestleMania streak match?
Okay, so my favourite one is.
It can be the same answer, obviously.
Sorry, what?
It can be the same. Like it can be the same one. If your favourite one is the best one, then there you go.
No, my favourite's not the best one. Like it doesn't get a lot of credit, but I think the first time he fought Kane at WrestleMania 14 was awesome.
Yeah.
I just think probably the best storyline that the WWE have actually built between two actual wrestlers.
Okay.
You need to remember how long it went on for as well. It went on for basically a year before they even got to the match.
Yeah.
You know, Kane coming out and screwing with the Undertaker, and you know, Undertaker not wanting to fight him, doesn't want to punch him, none of this, none of that, and then eventually he gets to WrestleMania, and it's just this big, massive build and this release when the Undertaker just starts wailing on Kane with lefts and rights. And even then, it took about 3 tombstones or something for Undertaker to win.
Yeah, I was going to say that. It took. I was going to say that. Like, I remember it taking more than 1 tombstone, and his face when he kicked out, like, was the first one or the second one was like, what the fuck is this? Because he did the first one, and then like rolled off him, and Kane sat up.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was good. I do remember that.
It's good stuff. So that's probably my favourite match, just for everything surrounding it, not the match itself, but the story they tried to tell. That's my.
Okay. I think I can probably guess the best. I'll be honest.
Well, you're doing that now. The best one.
No, I'm just saying. I think I can probably guess the best. Have you got a favourite, lad?
Well, I don't remember. I've seen them all and that, but I do actually remember. And George is going to hate this, but the Triple H one, because he was just finishing moves, just going off every which way, fucking side. Pedigrees coming in left, right, centre.
I remember
chairs just getting fucking abused and everything, and he was just kick outs, just all over the place. I
remember when
and the Undertaker was probably fucked at the end of it.
Yeah,
proper fucked.
We lived together at the time when the Hell in a Cell match with Triple H happened, and I remember it being on the telly and me being like, lad, like you've got to watch this match. Like it's a proper throwback to like years ago. Like it's a proper Attitude Era throwback. It's not the shit that's on now. And you watched it and was like, that was fucking good. That like fucking hell. And you were just like, fuck me.
That was when I had to see the good Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It was like that's what I mean. It was a proper throwback, wasn't it? It's like to a good time of wrestling, like to the 99s and the 98s and 99s, where it was proper Attitude Era, like proper, like anything goes kind of thing. Yeah, I do remember your face watching it, and you was like, oh my god, and then like everyone was kicking out of everything, and you were just like, what the fuck, oh my god, like you just couldn't get your head around it, which is kind of what you want. Like I think that's another thing about the Undertaker streak, is that even though you know he's gonna win, there's still a part of you that's like, he might not get out here.
It's how he wins it, not how long. It's not even that it's not even like it's just him that kicks out of them. Like you see the fucking John Cena matches where he gets annihilated with like 9 RKOs and shit, and he still manages to kick out.
Yeah.
But like Taker will do like a tombstone on someone, and then like on Triple H, and then he'll kick out and get back up, and then the Undertaker will get like pedigreed and shit, and like it's just fucking mental. It's always mental.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's the thing. I think that's what kind of makes them, like, Undertaker knows how to sell,
and he blends it more. It gets like, it's not like fucking he's just fucked on the floor, and he'll just like obviously see the Undertaker, and he does just like, he gets fucking just vertically sits back up again like 5 seconds later.
Yeah.
And you're like 2 seconds later, and you're just going, Go on, lad.
Sound that,
we know where this is going. And then he gets hit with a chair and does it again. You're going, oh, he's getting back up again here. Come on.
Yeah. Like I think that's what it is. Like he's kind of the whole package. I think the fact that he how can I put it? Like the fact that he goes all out for the match, like because he knows he's not going to wrestle for a year, so he doesn't leave anything like a bit for the next night.
Just uses everything in the he knows he has to look up the next day and do
it. Yeah, do you know what I mean? That's what it is, and he's just proper puts everything into it, like every little bit that he's got. Even when he did the thingy, I think it was the first time he fought Shawn Michaels, or maybe the second time, and he did that dive out the ring into the cameraman and missed, and then basically landed on his head. And he said, or it's been said, that he was just gassy afterwards. He just didn't know what was going on, and Shawn Michaels pretty much carried the match, and still it was like a 5-star match, 6-star match. Do you know what I mean? It's like even then, when he's just when he doesn't know what's going on, he's still better than most people, and he's like twice their age. Do you know? It's like he was proper built to do what he does. Do you know what I mean? It is shocking, but. Yeah, I think that's what makes an Undertaker match, is the fact that it's the Undertaker. Know what I mean? So
I think it's really weird when you think about it, because looking at it, the whole thing is stupid. Like the whole Undertaker gimmick, it's stupidity of the highest order, right? I mean, this guy is pretending to be dead, but he's obviously not. One of his moves is just somebody holding his hand as he walks across the rope. Like, it's nonsense, but you get totally caught up in it. And
I have said that before, I'll be honest.
What you were saying about, what was that? People kicking out the Undertaker's finishers. It's because you don't see it every fucking week.
Yeah.
Nobody kicks out of the Tombstone 3 times on Raw, or kicks out of, like Adam said, the RKO 9 times in one match. Without naming names. So that adds to the whole drama, the whole spectacle of it. And the Undertaker's matches feel like a big deal.
Yeah, it does. Like at the end of it, like if he's on the main event on the Raw or something, and he does tombstone someone, that's it. That's
it's game over.
That's 1, 2, 3.
I think that's the thing though, is that I think the Undertaker is a perfect example of why the WWE should draw people back a bit, because I think the Undertaker match, you just said it yourself, you don't see it every other week, you don't see the same thing. It's not like you can watch Raw every week for a year and then watch WrestleMania, and alright, let's say it the way it is, you can watch a John Cena match, 365 of them or whatever, or however many he has in a year, alright, say the 52 on Raw, because he has a match every week. You can watch them 52 matches and then watch his WrestleMania match and be like, that was the same match as him. You know what I mean? Only the finish is different. Whereas the Undertaker, you're not getting that anymore. The Undertaker is fucking hell, I haven't seen him wrestle for a year, this is going to be good, this. Do you know what I mean? It's I think that's a kind of another reason why it kind of works so well, because everyone's like, oh, I haven't seen that, oh, I haven't done that. Do you know what I mean? It's everything's kind of fresh, because you haven't seen it for a calendar year.
Yeah, but he's like old school, but sort of, he connects.
Yeah, it does, yeah. Like I've said, George, you were saying about his gimmick before. Like I've said before, the Undertaker gimmick is so 80s still.
Yeah.
If you went to a company now and they were like, what gimmick have you been working? Oh yeah, I worked this fucking mad proper trench coat. Got a big hat and that. I don't really talk. I roll my eyes behind my back. I think I'm magic and that. Know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm magic.
Yeah. I've got this fat fella with me, and he carries an urn, and when I'm fucked and that, right, he just brings the urn up and makes this shrieky, shrivelly voice, and I just lean up like I'm sound. That's what I'm working. Just get laughed out of the place. You're like, what? You messing me? That's what you do? Yeah. Call myself the Undertaker, and get on this, right? I'm an Undertaker, and he's Paul Bearer. Paul Bearer! Get it! Paul Bearer! Fuck off, get out of me, get away, go. Know what I mean? It's it's such an 80s gimmick, but still you're just yeah.
And the best bit about it is that he actually dropped it for a bit. to become the American Badass.
And we're still the Undertaker.
And then came back to like, the Undertaker,
Yeah.
and it's still like even now it's still like, yeah, he's the Undertaker. Like,
That's what it is, yeah. He disappeared for a bit and came back with the gong, and everyone was like, oh, the Undertaker's back.
As soon as the gong went off, everyone was just like, shit,
it's like, it's mad, innit? It's mad that, like, it's funny that, like, what's funny as well is, if you look at it, when he was the American Badass for them, like, 2-3 years or whatever it was, he was cutting, like, promos, and he was on, like, DVDs and stuff like that, and, like, he was doing his thing as a normal wrestler.
Yeah, but he was vocal.
Yeah, and he was, like, he'd just be in his bandana and his fucking jeans or his fucking leather jacket or whatever, and he was doing his thing, and it was sound. But then when he went back to being the Undertaker, Gong, and Paul Bearer and that, you never seen him anywhere. It's like, no, magic again. No, I'm a dead man. Going back to me coffin. It's like, well, you're not, are you?
Left all that said about 3 words.
When he was the American Badass, he came out with his wife. Kidding me? He had a rivalry with DDP because DDP was obsessed with his wife. It's like, could you ruin a gimmick anymore and then just still have him disappear for a couple of months, come back as this fucking dead man, and everyone still be like, yeah, dead man's back, bought it, and just buy completely back into it, so, even though they've seen him on a bike, like rolling around and that, just like, fucking hell.
And then he just comes back and says rest in peace,
and everyone's like, oh, the Undertaker's back, it's right. You know what I mean? It's mad, but that's wrestling, I guess.
Credit to him, though, isn't it? Because he's the one that sells it, and that's why
it's amazing that, like, I think, like, if you, it's what's funny about this gimmick is that it's been going 20 years, more than 20 years, yeah. And after 23 years of being this gimmick of, as you say, a dead man who's a bit magic and could do crazy shit and like can disappear and reappear and lights go off and he's here and he's dead and he's gone, and you know what I mean, all that stuff's happening. Cut promos in a casket, you know what I mean? All that stuff's going on and you can still relate to it. Like, you're not looking at it going, I don't know what the fuck's going on here, what the fuck is this? Everyone still loves him, everyone still thinks he's like amazing. You can still, there's a party that's like, yeah, the Undertaker's fucking boss. Why are you and the Undertaker alike? No, he's just boss. Do you know what I mean? It's like there's no relatability to it, but still you're like, he's fucking cool.
He's the polar opposite to Hulk Hogan.
Maybe that's it.
Like, yeah. We sit here and bitch about Hulk Hogan like every week now because he's come back.
Yeah.
Or I use the words of him coming back, and then and you're like, fuck off, will you? Do me a favour, take your yellow tash and just go with you. You've got rips in the back of your t-shirt. Yeah, big man and all that. You can rip your life a t-shirt off, love it or hate it, more to the point. But like the Undertaker comes back and everyone's like, can't wait.
Yeah, it's WrestleMania. That's all anyone ever says when it's WrestleMania. Yeah, man. That's it. It's like, Undertaker's back, who's going to fight? Oh my god, this is awesome. So yeah, it's like little things that you just think, how, like, it shows the difference in, like, I suppose what you can do in the ring and what translates. It doesn't matter who you are or what your gimmick is. If you can do what you're doing and you do it well, then it works. I suppose that's the epitome of the Undertaker. Like, there's no, not necessarily that you need relatability, but like there's nothing that, even we've just said it, the gimmick is ridiculous. Like, one of his moves is ridiculous. Why you wouldn't just go, what the fuck, I'm just going to put him
a little bit.
Yeah, even if you fell over, you know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck, you were that done in. It's like little things that you just think, what the fuck is this? His gimmick wouldn't work now at all. Imagine someone coming out who isn't the Undertaker coming out, and you didn't know the Undertaker coming out as the Undertaker, you'd be like, well, this isn't gonna fucking last, is it? Do you know what I mean?
Wow, really hate this guy.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, fucking hell, Fandango comes out and people are already like, oh, fucking ballroom dancer, what the fuck? You know what I mean? It's like,
I love Fandango.
I know, but yeah, because he's an Evertonian, that's why you love Fandango.
Proper marked out on Fandango, because he went to Goodison.
But yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, it's like, he's not a wrestler, his gimmick is a different job. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's what the Undertaker's essentially, his gimmick is a different job. Like in the 80s, you got away with that, like a dentist and a barber. You know what I mean? In the 80s, that's okay. You can be a barber who wrestles on the side. That's cool. You know what I mean?
Or a repo man.
Yeah, you can be a repo man. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, it's sound, but nowadays you can't do that. Gimmicks like that don't work.
Or your favourite wrestler ever, Sparky Plug.
Yeah, man, Sparky Plug, man. Yeah, that's the deal. I'm just saying, like, back in the day, that works. Now, it just doesn't. Do you know what I mean?
It's just ridiculousness of the highest order, the Undertaker's gimmick.
Yeah. But 20 years later, we're still like, yes, Undertaker's back.
But, right.
He's going to choke some fucker out now, like.
Yeah.
Can't wait till he turns him upside down and bounces him off his head.
And unless you can tell he's not even touching the floor unless he's got long hair.
Yeah, but you don't even care.
You're not that.
You're not that. You don't even care.
His head's miles away from the deck and it's like, oh my god.
Doesn't even matter.
Yeah, that's it. But I suppose that's the Undertaker.
But right, question for you both. Is he in danger of going too far? Coming back one too many times. Not coming back because he hasn't. Well, he has gone obviously, but he hasn't. Like,
you should say this, right?
He hasn't like fucked off for like.
Yeah, interesting, right? That you should say this because I'm going to break kayfabe slightly, and it might not end up on the site, but I've been writing recently, and
whoa.
It's down.
Have you been writing? Have you been putting pen to paper, or?
Yeah. I've been putting pen to paper, yeah, and then realised...
Put my finger to keyboard.
And then, I wrote a big massive thing and then thought, well, I can't scan this, can I? So I have to type it. No, I didn't, I did type it. So yeah, I've been writing, and this is one of the things I've wrote about. Well, I'm actually halfway through writing it, actually, as we speak. But is, like, 22 and done is, like, the gist of it, right? So, my point is that the last, 5 years... 5 years, 2 Shawn Michaels matches, 2 Triple H matches and a CM Punk match have been boss. Like, as matches go, they are high quality matches. Whatever you think of Triple H or not, George, they were good matches. Do you know what I mean? So, my thing is, would you want to end on a okay match? Do you know what I mean? Like, if you've hit the peak of fucking awesomeness, which is pretty much what he did with Shawn Michaels, I would say. Like, if you carried on too far, because people only remember your last match.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter how far a gimmick goes. Like, I think he's kind of out of that bubble, in the sense that if you have a shit match, he's not going to get buried. But, like, do you want your last WrestleMania match to be a bit shit? You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of...
The potential for it to be a bit shit is all there.
It's quite large this year, yeah. I'll be honest. So would you? Yeah, that's what you just asked. That's the basic, just like
that's like, yeah.
And that's what I'm not worried about, but that's what I think it'll be a shame to add this match to the legacy of match that he's had.
Because if it's only an alright match and it's not like fucking not a spectacle,
yeah,
then it'll be like,
yeah,
he's beat Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he won again.
Well, I remember reading
that's what it'll be.
When it got announced,
he won again. Wow.
Yeah. But when it got announced, it was like someone put on Twitter or Facebook, I can't remember what it was, an actual wrestler, and he was kind of like, even if the match is shit, the fact that he's fighting Brock Lesnar, everyone's standard is going to be so low that if it's okay, people are going to be like, sorry, that was sound that because it's Brock. Do you know what I mean? So he's going to get away with it. But I'm like, well, no, because why should he? Do you know what I mean? Just because it's Brock, because you've got such a low opinion of Brock Lesnar, doesn't mean that he should get away with having a bullshit match. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I don't want to happen. I don't want to look at a match and think, that was alright. You know what I mean?
Like
yeah, because I think that'll ruin WrestleMania. That was alright. They've got to pull something out their ass. And for all the reports, true or not, Lesnar's not willing to put in the time. So, there you go. He may shock us all. But
you see, people misjudge Brock Lesnar. Like, they're judging Brock Lesnar as the guy he was the first time round, and they shouldn't be doing that. Because I did that before, in the episode zeros. I judged Brock Lesnar by the guy that I saw 10 years earlier. He's not that guy anymore. He's not there to wrestle anyone. He's there to fight them. That's what the deal is. So people need to kind of reassess how they're judging him and judging his performances.
To be fair,
because it's easy to go, Brock Lesnar's just a clumsy big guy who just knocks the fuck out of people. So's Alfonso Langston, you know what I mean? But nobody gives him the same amount of shit they give Brock Lesnar because he's clumsy.
True.
It's nonsense.
Actually, you've got a point there. I'm pretty much judging Brock Lesnar on his first match back with Cena, which was horrendous. But
what, you mean the one where Brock Lesnar battered John Cena for 20 minutes and Brock and John Cena won after doing 2 moves.
Yeah, that one. The one where Brock Lesnar had a chain in his hand, jumped off the steps in the middle of the ring and fell over the ropes and had to do it again. Yeah, that one, yeah. Landed on his feet and was like, yeah, I'm smart, me. I'm alright, I'm sound. I'll have another go at that. That's sound, yeah.
One more time.
yeah, that one where he fell over himself, yeah. But, saying that...
So you bring in a fighter and you have him lose his first match?
Yeah, that I did. To be fair, I didn't agree with that. I think Lesnar should have won. To be fair, but
nonsense.
The one with Triple H afterwards, the little rivalry, them 3 matches over the space of like 6 months or whatever it was, were quite good. They weren't the worst, and I think we've established that Triple H wasn't making the match. Let's be honest.
No.
So
and he never does. Just goes to prove the point I made on last week's show.
Yeah, I suppose. It's one of them things that you sort of, it's 6 of one and half a dozen of the other, innit? I think
George has got a good point there, because to be fair to Lesnar, his last match against, was it Punk? He fought on
yeah.
What was it TLC?
I think so, something like that. Was it Hell in a Cell? No, something like that.
Was it SummerSlam? I think he fought Punk.
I can't remember what event it was, but it wasn't actually a
definitely
bad
memorable.
Yeah. saying like it wasn't actually a bad match, but no, I couldn't remember when it was.
Definitely memorable.
Because I fucking hate Lesnar. Hate's a strong word, but it's not the worst word I could use. But like his last match, I didn't think it was that bad. The match was that just Punk carrying him.
Yeah,
but I don't think it was, because I actually was half not impressed, but I was left surprised. Let's say.
But that's what I'm saying. Were your standards that low of Brock Lesnar that even to the point of I'm doing okay or doing good, you're like, fucking hell, that was good. That,
to be fair.
Like I'm expecting this to be absolute horseshit, and when you're actually like still engrossed in it, you're like, fucking hell, this isn't so bad.
It's not even that. You're just sitting there going, fucking hate Brock Lesnar.
Do you know why that is, Greg? Because you're. I don't mean this in a bad way. Like you're the epitome of a wrestling fan that gets carried away with everything. Like you get caught up in the moment. So
I do.
When you are watching it, you'll be sitting there going, "Oh, this is okay," but in reality, you know what I mean. You just get caught up in the whole event. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, that's probably why I've lasted so long with watching wrestling. Do you know what it is? Right, it's the storylines. Storylines keep me. Like if you've got. Do you know?
Yeah, but that's what lost George.
Yeah, that's the thing. No, right. This is not the storylines, right? But this is the way I think. This is the way I think my head works, right? Is that if these 2 guys and they're doing the thing and it's story and whatever it may be, whatever happens, it doesn't matter, right? And I get lost in it. The point is that that was seamless, that lad. That was proper seamless.
Until you mentioned it.
Is that you were like.
Not like you.
Sorry, just proving a point there. We are pre-recorded, but you know, this is how we roll. Yeah, my point is that like I may get lost in it, but like I think it's not really about the match per se for me. It's more like the whole thing. I look at the bigger picture.
Storyline and the end game.
Look at the bigger picture, and I'm not being funny. Whatever you say about WWE, those kids can do a vignette. I'll be honest with you. Those kids can get you excited about a Broom and a Teddy fighting. I'll be honest with you, because it's just, and especially at WrestleMania, because the way they cut shit together and they do the little like screen thing and the music and that, you're just like, this is gonna be fucking boss, and then it's just not. But you know, they still, if you get a little vignette going, I'm anyone's. I'll be honest with you. I grew up watching Rocky. What can I say? like a montage. That's it. Do you know what I mean? And that's all it takes for me to think this is going to be
a
boss.
Fucking good montage.
Yeah, that's all it is. And it's the kid who watched 80s movies in me that loves a montage.
Maybe that's what it is, because we watch 80s movies, and let's be honest, Rocky is not life.
No, it's fucking terrible.
Rocky said the acting in it is terrible. Even the storyline at some point, she just goes, what the fuck's going on?
I'm not being funny. Half of it, I can't even fucking understand Stallone. Like,
but
especially the first one. If you watch the first one, it's like, tell me one line that he says. Yeah, you're just like, what the fuck? But that little, you know, running up some stairs and doing some shit and like fighting every fucking.
Yeah,
like that's all you need. Yeah. So I think that's what it is. I like being that fan. I like being that fan who gets lost in it, because it's the.
Well, that's the point, though, isn't it?
I know, yeah. As bad as this sounds, and as like, oh, poor fella, like that's like, that's why wrestling's such a big thing to me, and that's why, like, I am the way I am, because, like, things like that of me getting lost in the moment and that, I don't really do that in any other situation except when wrestling's on. So it's that little bit of me that's, like, still a child, which I love, you know what I mean? And that's why I'm sitting here doing this. And you're hating it.
It can upset you, or it can impress you.
Yeah, it can,
in the same amount of time.
Yeah, it can. It's like it's like the greatest thing in the world. It's just amazing to me.
But that's where they might lose it in this Brock Lesnar fight.
They might do, yeah. But who knows?
We're gonna see. But like you say, I don't think he'd be happy with like him being 21-1, and there's one being Brock Lesnar, who's not even.
Brock Lesnar's never winning that match. I just can't see it.
Even although we all know he's not going to win that match, when you see it, there will be points where you think, fuck, the Undertaker's losing this.
Yeah. Yeah, these are fear. These are genuine fear involved amongst fans.
Yeah. Like, I don't think the Undertaker can keep up with Brock Lesnar's physicality. I think Brock Lesnar will hurt the Undertaker. And not in a horrible way, like he can't wrestle. I just think the way he wrestles is fucking hard. Like, if he's dropping you, he's fucking dropping you.
Like, he throws hard, he flashes
throwing you.
Yeah.
Like, if he's digging you, he's digging you. Know what I mean? Like, they're not like
that's because he doesn't know how to, well, especially since he's been in this.
Yeah, well,
not saying it, but like he has came on a bit, Brock Lesnar. Like George says, you think about like 10 years ago where he was just like, I don't know, like injuring people. And
injuring himself, doing fucking shooting star presses onto his own head.
And you just think, come on, man.
Saw that the other day.
Genius. He just lands on his face, it's fucking boss.
Just sort yourself out a little bit, but he has done ish.
Well, yeah.
But I still feel a little bit.
See, but that's the thing though. I mean, Lesnar is a guy who's just going to have a fight, right? So in a fight, you're not careful with who you're fighting, are you?
Yeah. That's his style though. That's the way it look. That's what makes him look so strong, is that he looks like he's genuinely having a fight. It doesn't look like a wrestling match.
I think he's immense, and apart from probably the Undertaker, Lesnar's the only real star that company has. Like, who makes you feel like his matches are a big deal. Like, Randy Orton doesn't, Daniel Bryan doesn't.
Yeah, everyone kind of goes through the motions. I get that. Yeah.
Batista doesn't. So when it's the Undertaker fighting or Brock Lesnar fighting, it feels different.
Yeah.
But you know,
I think it's just a shame that it could go a little bit wrong. That's what I think. But I suppose
we're all saying that, and you know, it could come out that after the match that the Undertaker's fine, like he's in better shape than he has been over recent years. So I think everybody's kind of just judging Lesnar before the match is even taking place, and I don't think that's right.
Yeah, I think that's probably true. That's what it comes down to. That you just, and as I say, you're basing it on past experience, which
but you're gonna.
Yeah, which probably isn't the way to go. But like,
I don't think you can not base it on.
Yeah.
You've got to look at it as track record, so to speak.
Yeah, to see if he could. Yeah, that's what you do, innit? That's what we do.
Not a couple of months ago, we snapped Mark Henry's arm, practically.
Yeah. That's what we do as analysts. Yeah, you see that? Yeah. We are analysts.
But maybe someone's had a word with him since then and said, "Oh, make it like you are actually."
Yeah.
Like then he went on to fight the Big Show and like he got through an arm all over the place, but then to do the big like.
Just have a chair fight.
Yeah, exactly. And then so maybe someone's had like a bit of a word and said,
make sure the fight with a chair.
Make sure it's still as hard as you usually do it, but you know when fucking you come to bending somebody into positions that they don't bend normally, like, you've got to hold yourself back from just pulling them a bit too far.
Swerve that one.
This isn't the UFC. He's not going to tap if we don't like the storyline and say you've got to tap. He's not going to tap.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I suppose.
He'll make it look like he's getting hurt. You don't need to actually inflict his pain, like.
Yeah, man, I get that.
But obviously, you've got to give him this chance.
Yeah.
But like I said before, it's WrestleMania 30, and he's not an actual fucking.
I know.
He's not an actual cat like actual. No, obviously he is a wrestler, but he's not consistently with the WWE.
Yeah, he's not like working house shows and shit.
To be,
I get that.
To be this 22nd victim on Taker's card.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, where was I was gonna go somewhere. Yeah, George, or Adam, whichever one you want. let's go back a little bit, because we talked about this WrestleMania quite a lot there. What do you think? Actually, you know what's an interesting question? Have you got a worst match on the WrestleMania streak? Like, what you think? Fuck me, that was awful.
There's 2 or 3 that come to mind straight away. I'm not going to make you guess them. It's fine. The one against Giant Gonzalez was a clusterfuck, really. She never put 2 big guys in the ring with each other, and especially at that time when Undertaker hadn't really kind of developed into what he is now, so he couldn't carry the match.
Yeah.
So there's that one. The match where he wrestled the Big Show and yourself.
Yeah, I never really understood that match. I never really got what. I've watched it since, and was just like,
why?
What the fuck is this? Like, I just never understood it. Do you know what I mean?
That was not good, that match at all. Again, Undertaker in there with 2 other big guys. Like, I don't see what the fascination is with having him wrestle guys of the same size.
Yeah.
And then the one that you mentioned earlier, Mark Henry in the casket match.
Yeah, where did that match come from, by the way?
Yeah, it's kind of weirdly thrown in there, isn't it?
Like it's not even like a match that you... Mark Henry and a casket.
I can't even remember them having like a major rivalry.
No, that's what I mean. Like, where did it like come from?
Yeah.
I think Henry cost him the title or something like that, and they went on and feuded, and that's the same year that Kurt Angle won the Battle Royal, remember?
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful.
So,
love that shit. Love it. I think just for the finish being utterly ridiculous, Undertaker, Bossman and Hell in a Cell. Because I just still to this day don't understand how or why, or the brain just can't fathom why they would think, hey, no, it'll be funny, we'll hang the big boss man. And how they even did it, and we was okay. Like, he came out on Raw like nothing happened the day after. It's just like, what? What the what? Why are you hanging? What? Like, there's so many unanswered questions in that. What? Who thought that was a good idea? Why the Big Show thought? Why the Big Boss Man thought? Yeah, I'll do that. Why the Undertaker thought? Yeah, this will be good. But like, there should have been a filter of some sort to go. No, we're not doing that. You know what I mean? And it never filtered through. It just happened, and you're just like, what? Like, I don't get it. And it was never mentioned afterwards. It was just, he looked like he died, and he didn't, because he came out on Raw and had a match with like Bob Holly or something. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what the
but that's where you
what
go
the
from
fuck?
Fighting the Undertaker at WrestleMania to fighting fucking
Bob
Hardcore
Holly
the next day.
I didn't think he was hardcore at the time. I think he was Bob.
Fucking Hardcore's too much.
It's fucking Bob, innit? But yeah, like, I don't get it. Like, I think that's just that match. I don't even remember the match per se. I think I just think, what about the finish? Because I can't get my head around why or how or why you would even do that. Like, I don't understand I don't understand what it was that made it a good idea. But there you go. And a Hell in a Cell as well. It was just a waste of a Hell in a Cell match in my eyes. But there you go. Have you got it? Why? Well, sorry, my phone's going. Have you got a favourite or a worst one? Phone's going again.
Well, apart from like the Mark Henry one, and like, you can't, like, I've even seen it and thought, well, I think you told me to watch the event.
Yeah, I think I have done, actually. Or we've watched the event.
We've watched, I can't even remember who's the fucking...
I think we have watched the event at some point for some reason. There is a match on there that we would have been like, oh yeah, fucking get on that. You know what I mean?
In fact, it could have been because Tony Wilson was there, to be honest.
Could have been.
Could have. Playboy Pillow Fight, love all that. But...
Could have been. Playboy, well, let's get on this. Yeah, let's do it.
What was this, the Playboy Pillow Fight?
Yeah, from WrestleMania 22.
Yes, I do have notes. Yes.
Made notes on it. I love it.
Yeah, I love the fact that, you know, I'm supposed to be doing like a serious review, and when it gets to the women's matches, I'm like, not so much. Like,
yeah, see, I'm like that even when
it's not, she did this, he did that. It's like, no, there's two hot women in their underwear. Come on.
Yeah,
let's just sit back and enjoy this, shall we?
Yeah.
That's just one.
5 stars.
No, yeah, no one needs this match analysed. It's two chicks in underwear, what do you want me to say? Excellent forte, my God. Yeah, I just think, yeah, it's yeah, you will have seen it.
Did you say what your favourite match was?
My favourite match is probably the Hell in a Cell with Shawn Michaels. Triple H with Shawn Michaels, just because it was fucking cool, to be honest with you. I hadn't seen a match like that for ages. I think I've watched that match about 15 times. I'll be honest, there was just nothing that I could fault for what it was. Do you know what I mean? And
taking out away.
The story that was told, I was just like, this is fucking cool. Saying that though, I do like last year's CM Punk match. I like the build up, and I know a lot of people didn't like the fact that they brought Paul Bearer into it because he just died, but I liked the fact that they did that because
I think I was more recognising them.
Yeah, and I think the thing is that everyone was, not everyone, but there was people who were like, I think it's a bit unfair and blah 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 and all that stuff. But I think it was kind of a nod, and I think Paul
Bearer would not have minded.
Yeah, Paul Bearer would have loved that. Do you know what I mean? And I think he's one of the people who's like, he's been in wrestling that long that it's like, if they didn't do something, he'd be like, why didn't you do anything? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, why did, obviously, like, it's when sort of real life turned into a storyline. If you've been in wrestling your whole life and you're a bit thingy about your real life turning into storylines, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't get that. Like, it made for a good storyline and added to it that I think he would, and it was done in like a good way. It wasn't like a bit hokey and shit. Like, it was cleverly done. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
The people that moaned about it, Greg, like, they really need to get a grip of their lives.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, everything's fair game in wrestling.
Yeah, I think
everything.
that. Yeah, I think that.
And that will probably be discussed at length with this like family.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, definitely.
It's not like they just fucking just go straight into it and go boom.
Yeah, definitely.
It's obviously being talked about, and they said, can we do this? It'll be done. Won't be done like respectfully sort of thing, because that's just not how it works. But it'll be done like in taste. Yeah,
because that's what I think. I remember reading something. Was it either read an interview or listened to an interview with? Oh, my phone's going there. Read an interview or listened to an interview with Paul Heyman, and it got mentioned about him dressing up as Paul Bearer, because that's what he did, didn't he, in one of the Raws and that. And he came out and at the end, and he was dressed up and he had his face all white and shit like that. And I think what was quite good about it was that it was the ultimate like heel. I just cut off George there, sorry. We'll phone him back, eh? My bad. Sorry about that, keep going. Yeah, it was like the ultimate like heel. Cut you off there, George, sorry. It was like the ultimate heel like way of getting around an homage to, you know what I mean? Like an homage to Paul Bearer. Was kind of like, yeah, I get it, but I'm a heel, so I'm not going to be like, Paul Bearer was sound. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be like, well, I'm going to say that it's this and it's that, and I'm going to dress up as him, I'm going to make fun of him, but that's what heels do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And he was like, so what was he going to do? Was he going to be a heel for a year and then come out and be like, he was the greatest manager I've ever known and stuff like that? No, I'm going to be a heel. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, but the point was to still recognise him.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Are you back, George? Sorry.
Yeah, but the line got really bad there for a minute.
Yeah, I've noticed.
For a minute.
You're all scatty on me, yeah.
Right, hang on.
You're all slow in that? No? Oh, okay, it's gone. Right. Even in pre-records we can't do anything. You there?
Yes.
Smashing. There you go. Amateur hour.
Seamless.
Yeah? You're there. Oh, that's not a good sign, but whatever. I'm not even going to attempt to cut that shit out. I'd fuck it. You know what I mean? I like the fact
We
that...
have enough problems when we're doing stuff. So
yeah, I like the fact that we do this.
Situation.
Yeah. So yeah, we were just saying about like a heel, like paying homage to Paul Bearer, and doing it as a heel basically, and you're not going to come out and be like he's the greatest thing that ever was and all stuff like that, even though he may have been. You're gonna poke fun and you're gonna say this and you're gonna say that because you're a heel. That's what you do. Do you know what I mean?
2 words. Cheap heat. That's all it was.
You what?
It was cheap heat. That's all it was. Like, I don't understand why people got so upset about it.
Yeah, I get that. It seems stupid to like, it's wrestling. You know what I mean?
He's actually dead. Yes. Well, if you remember, we're actually watching 2 men have a synchronised fight. So just get a fucking grip of yourself.
Yeah. As Dean Ambrose said once when he was John Maddox, he was like, "How can you take wrestling seriously? It's 2 men in their underwear play fighting. Like, why are you bringing anything into this that doesn't need to be brought into it? It's 2 grown men like fake fighting with each other in their underpants, which like don't overthink any bullshit. It's just bullshit. Do you know what I mean? That's all it is. So, but yeah. Right, George, Adam, let's fucking mix this up a little bit. Who would you like if you could pick? We'll say a future, so pick WrestleMania 31, right? And that was just going to be his last or one of the last, and you could have any wrestler to fight.
To fight Taker?
Yeah, at a WrestleMania, who would it be?
Any wrestler ever? Or any wrestler that's wrestling
Nah,
now?
do any wrestler ever, maybe, or as it happens, would you want like, oh, I picked this guy, ooh, that's happened, you know what I mean?
I'd have him fight Austin all day.
Yeah, he's never fought Austin,
Never
has he? Austin Undertaker would be fucking interesting, I'll be honest with you.
But, yeah, I don't think you could now because you'd have to have a Belter storyline behind it.
Yeah, I don't think Austin would come back to...
No, because obviously, like, but I'm just saying, if the circumstances were like obviously were right and completely different to what they are now, then yeah, I'd have them fight just because I love Austin. Austin's like my favourite wrestler ever.
Yeah, makes sense. Who would you have, George?
I'm going to give an answer that you're going to love.
Go on.
Kurt Angle.
Oh, that'd be sick. I fucking love that. That would be insane. Yeah, that'd be good.
It would be awesome. All shades of awesome.
It would, yeah. Wow, let's just sit here and think about that for a minute. Of how good that would actually be. Shit the bed.
That would be pretty good, like Angle and Angle slam him or something, and then he'd rip his tits off.
Rip his tits off.
Rip his titty straps off.
Titty strap.
And then as he's doing that, the Undertaker sits bolt up on that leg, and then he'd be like, oh!
Yeah, man.
Put his nippers for a little minute, and then I'd enjoy that.
Proper shark himself, yeah. Shepherd's pie himself. Yeah, man, I get that. I don't know what I'd have, you know. I was, to be honest with you, and this is just for the promos and just for the vignette, as you like, and the building up a storyline and stuff like that. I proper wanted it to be Sting this year. Proper did. Like, there was a part of me that was just like, this will be cool. And WWE have proper dropped the ball. Like, they want to sign him, but they're just dragging their feet, apparently. It's just, and that's why Lesnar got, like, okay, we'll give it to Lesnar. It's just like, I think the way he was in TNA and stuff like that, like, I think he deserves this, like, one match, and I don't think the pair of them have got another one in them. Like, I don't think the Undertaker's got another year to wait to fight Sting, and I don't think Sting would do it next year. I just think that it's past, and it's a bit of a shame, because it'd be cool to have like Sting in the rafters and him with his big coat and their face paint, and Undertaker with his big hat and the big coat, and them just staring at each other. I just think it'd be fucking cool. Like, the match might not live up to much, but to be fair, Sting can still go. Like, he's not.
Yeah, but it'll probably be the slowest match ever.
I think
that's fine.
Yeah. But I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I think they're both like ring veterans and they know what they're doing, and they would make that match work, because Sting would put in the time and Undertaker would put in the time to make a good match and like tell a proper story. I think it'd just be amazing. And as much as I don't mind them fighting Brock Lesnar, I think if given the option, a Sting Undertaker match will be so much better than a Lesnar Undertaker match.
Probably
really.
would, yeah. Or just let him have a shot at Vinnie Mac.
Yeah, man. But yeah, that's what. Yeah, I think it's just a shame that it's not happened, and I don't think it ever will now. I think this is the only time that it would, and it hasn't.
See, I don't think it's a shame because, well, it is and it isn't because Sting's never been in.
I know you have said this, yeah.
He's not WWE, is he? And you can't, like, especially with it being a launch. Then again, it's the fucking same with Lesnar, so you could, because to me, well, like, Lesnar's been in and out of the WWE, like, over the past, like, say, 10 years, or whatever.
Yeah.
Obviously Sting hasn't, so at least Lesnar's got a bit of fucking, bit of history there. But still, at the same time, it's like, does he really deserve it?
I don't.
I think he does.
Yeah, I kind of do. I kind of do.
The two best gimmicks in wrestling.
It is, yeah. Yeah, well, you look at it, right, you don't watch TNA.
No.
And you've never watched WCW. But you know who Sting is. If you said, here's 5 wrestlers, which one's Sting, you'd know which one Sting was.
Yeah, I suppose, like...
So that says it all, I think, really.
That was definitely figure as well.
That helps.
To be honest, so...
I suppose, but yeah.
I think what would also help Adam is the fact that every picture you see of Sting, he's got a t-shirt on with Sting written across.
He's got a t-shirt with his face on and says Sting around it. That does help.
Just in case you didn't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's the thing. I think it would have just been amazing. Like, it would, and especially at WrestleMania 30 and it being a big thing, it would have just been boss. And if that would have been the end of it, then it's probably, there's a lot of wrestling fans who would have been like, I'm happy about that. Like, I'm happy I got to see that. Do you know what I mean?
I suppose, but a lot of old school wrestling fans, that would have been more so than like...
Yeah, that's
obviously WCW doesn't exist anymore. Like,
yeah, that's true, yeah.
Like, you've got to think of, like, sort of the kids, if you like.
Yeah, I get
like
that, but they'd be...
But you look at the crowd these days and it's fucking as much the mums and dads who are like just going off the biscuits when someone comes out.
I just think it would have been nice to see, you know what I mean? And it's a shame that it isn't. That's it. I think that's my only gripe with this year's WrestleMania at this very moment in time, is that it would have just been nice to see. I would have marked out like a motherfucker if it would have happened, and it would have been sound to mark out. Because I like Sting, even in TNA I like him. You know what I mean? He's cool and he does his thing and he can still wrestle. But just think, what the fuck? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a shame, but it is what it is, I guess. But there you go. We will talk more about the streak and stuff like that on a proper like WrestleMania predictions show. It's WrestleMania, which
a proper special closer to the time.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting with Georgie on the show, I'll be honest. But it's always
interesting with me on the show.
It is always interesting, that's true. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna do our thing because, you know, we're as we've said previously, we're doing shorter shows for the WrestleMania season to get more shows to you. Okay, so rather than doing 2 hours, we're gonna do about 1. You know what I mean? Which is, we've done just over 1, and the last one was just over 1, I think. So we're gonna do that, which means it's time for.
It's a shameful thing, lost your head. A careless man who could wind up dead. You wear your sin like it's some kind of prize. Too many lies, too many lies. All these words are true, and I'll make you believe.
So again.
Pomsky's love.
I've got to say, that's just for my own amusement to cut that off. I know I shouldn't because it's unprofessional and it sounds terrible to have. So again, but
so how really short fall that you thought would be a big one.
It just makes me smile that, you know, you're meant to like. It just makes it feel like it's my show, I'll be honest, because you're meant to fade out and it's meant to be like, oh.
I mean, it basically takes the professionalism.
It's shameless plugs. Yeah, the fact that I lost a phone call and it's a pre-record and I'm keeping it in, and it's got a little bit of like a Skype phone call sound in the middle. It's all good. That's us, man. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to be any different. I wouldn't want to put out a show where it's all like crisp and nice and Yeah, this
Fucking
is
gritty.
yeah, that's what we are, man, and I love it, and we've got pure fans because of it. Do you know what I mean?
That's what I love.
It's the way forward. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was talking to one of my mates about it not so long ago, and he was like, I think that's what makes your show good, is the fact that you just fucking sit there and you do it, and whatever happens, fucking happens. If something happens that's not meant to happen in that 2 hours, then it happens, and you just go with it. You know what I mean? It's like, well, yeah, obviously. You know what I mean? And that's how we do it. I was once told that it must take a lot of time and preparation and effort to sound that amateur. Which kind of sums us up. Like, a lot of time and effort and like time spent to make us sound quite so amateur. You know what I mean?
Amateurly professional.
Yeah, which I thought was amazing. Anyway, George, where are you? What's going on? What are you doing? What's happening?
I'm on Twitter and Facebook. Just search for George SLTD, and my WrestleMania Rewind series is up on the site. You just go to the main page, sltdwrestling.co.uk, and you'll see the WrestleMania Rewind. Just click on it, and you'll see all the reviews of WrestleMania from 1 right through to 29.
Cool. Do we know where... Hang on. I'm trying to work out, because we're not recording this live, how far into it would we be? We'd be like... we'd be looking at the teens now, wouldn't we?
Yes.
We'd be somewhere in the tweens.
In the tweens?
In the tweens. Somewhere in the teens.
So it depends when this is going up. You'll probably be at either 12 or 13 by this time next week.
Good times, good
stuff. Our puberty, love it.
Got first hair on ball, is right.
Or it might be the one where I've written that offensive joke. So.
Ooh, the offensive joke. Can't wait for the offensive joke.
I'm going to be through all these just so I can see the offensive joke.
We're going to get ripped down, I'll be honest with you. No one's going to like it.
I like it, George.
Where are you, lad? What are we doing? Where are you?
Me, I'm only on Twitter, but if you're going to tweet me or follow me, and I'll follow you back, it's because I have no phone at the minute. Because my phone's in the shop.
Okay, I would blame your child, I wouldn't blame your phone.
I'll blame my phone.
So you're
and also, I'm a bit busy with a fucking brand new baby. Like, you know, like, I probably should, like, blame my child a little bit.
I know you've got your phone back because I've seen you tweeting from the Android, so don't say you haven't got it.
Yeah, know what I mean? He's a fucking baby there as well, alright. I'm on Twitter, it's a little pip, you know.
Okay, that sounds like a mouthful. How do you spell it?
That's LILPIPDJANO. I have a massive smile on my face when I sing that tune.
Makes me laugh, I love it. You might be changing it to the name, mightn't you?
Might be changing it, thanks to Greg, to Lil Pops, you know.
That was the greatest shout. I named Lil Pip, you know, and now I've named Lil Pops.
No, you've actually changed it on me for me as well.
Yeah, man.
I don't even think of these names myself.
Yeah.
I put songs with it, but not the names.
It, yeah. You know, you're not the creative genius that I am. I am, as always, on Twitter and Facebook, Greg SLTD. Just search that shit, you'll find me. I'm also, if you tweet SLTD Radio, which if you're listening to this and you want to tweet us and say, fuck me, that was amateur, or you want to say, what the fuck are you people doing? Like, seriously, tweet us, let us know what you think of the shows that we're doing, and if you want us to change anything or add anything, or, you know, this would be cool, that would be cool. No, let me know that people are listening and stuff like that. If you want to check any older shows or newer shows, I was going to say, any older shows or whatever, because you like us and you think, they're sound them, I'll listen to them again. Go on Spreaker.com/user/SLTD Wrestling, and you'll see them all there. Subscribe to us, why not? We've got like nearly 4,000 subscribers actually. We're doing quite good on Spreaker. Yeah, we've also got the site, obviously, SLTDwrestling.co.uk. Go on there, read these. We've got posts going up every day, to be fair, and it's all WrestleMania based from now until well, it's not all, but 90% of it's WrestleMania based. So if you want to get in the WrestleMania spirit, then there's the place to be. Like some stuff and comment at the bottom. Tell us what you think. Yeah, and that's us. If you're we're on iTunes as well. We don't really push the iTunes very much. We probably should. We're on iTunes, SLTD Radio. Search that. Gonna 5 stars if you like it. Have a little comment. Subscribe. Do your thing. Never miss a show. And that's us. Anything else that we need? No? Any more for any more?
Join in the Predictions League.
Oh yeah, we will have a WrestleMania prediction stage, which will be the end of season 2, and then Extreme Rules will be the beginning of season 3. Which hopefully my bed won't be better than me.
Yeah, it's quite embarrassing. That both our beds are like higher up than us at the minute.
Yeah, that is quite.
And my bed missed the last one, which was like the most points available ever.
And she's
still above me.
Which is depressing, but anyway.
Yeah, fucking thanks, George. That's shit, that.
Cheat or something, for fuck's sake. Anyway, yeah, that's us. We'll catch you at some point in the next week or so.
Concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name. He doesn't need his name up in lights, he just wants to be heard, whether it's the beat of the mic. He feels so unlike everybody else, alone, in spite of the fact that some people still think that they know him, but fuck him, he knows the code. It's not about the salary, it's all about reality and making some noise, making a story, making sure his click stays up. That means when he puts it down, Todd's picking it up. Let's go.
Who the hell is he anyway? He never really talks much, never concerned with status, but still even him starstruck. Humble through opportunities given despite the fact that many misjudge him cause he makes a living from writing raps. Put it together himself, now the picture connects. Never asking for someone's help or to get some respect. He's only focused on what he wrote. His will is beyond reach, and now it all unfolds. The skill of an artist. This is 20% skill, 80% fear. Be 100% clear, cause Ryu was ill. Who would have thought he'd be the one that set the West in flames? And I heard him wreck it with the crystal method, name of the game. Came back, dropped Megadeth, took him to church. I like Bleach, man. Ryu had the stupidest verse, this dude is the truth. Now everybody giving them guest spots and stocks through the roof. I heard he fucking with that stock.
This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
They call him Ryu, he's sick and he's spitting fire and Mike got him out the dryer, he's hot. Found him in Fort Minor with top, but a fucking nihilist porcupine. He's a prick, he's a cockpit type. Women wanna be with him, rappers hope he gets shot. 8 years in the making, patiently waiting to blow. Now the record with your notice taking over the globe. He's got a partner in crime, his shit is equally dope. You won't believe the kind of shit that comes out of this kid's throat top. He's not your everyday on the block. He knows how to work with what he's got, making his way to the top. He don't think it's a comment on his name. People keep asking him, was it given that birth that doesn't stand for an acronym? No, he's living proof. Let him rock in the booth. He'll get you buzzing quicker than a shot of vodka with juice. Him and his crew are known around as one of the best. Dedicated to what they do and give 100%.
Forget Mike, nobody really knows how or why he works so hard. It seems like he's never got time because he writes every note and he writes every line. And I've seen him at work when that light goes on in his mind. It's like a design is written in his head every time before he even touches a key or speaks in a rhyme. And those motherfuckers he runs with, the kids that he signed, ridiculous, without even trying. How do they do it? This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power